So hey guys, how's it going? Alex here for TechFlow, and today we have 5 of the cheapest budget security cameras you can currently buy on Amazon Prime. Question is though, which one of these, if any, is any good and is gonna catch those pesky robbers? Well, you'll have to stay tuned to find out. So I've spent the last month of my life testing these cameras, so huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. But what are my goals going into this? So first and foremost, I don't want to pay monthly for absolutely anything. I want to be able to live view my cameras and record my cameras and play back all of this and live view it via an app on my phone. So I may as well introduce our 5 contenders here, going from right to left. We have the Victure here. This is coming in at $36.99 currently on Amazon. Next we've got the Goulds PTZ. Now PTZ stands for Pan, Tilt, Zoom. So this camera, yes, you can actually pan, tilt and zoom it. In the middle here we've got the Floodlight Cam. This is $49.99, so one of our more expensive of the bunch. It's got a light on it, hence the name Floodlight Cam, to, well, attract attention. Next up we've got our Reolink. Now if you're into your CCTV stuff, Reolink may be a name that you have heard before. This is their cheapest entry-level system, and unlike the other cameras in our testing here, this Reolink is Ethernet hardwired only, where the other cameras all boast Wi-Fi. Now last but not least, over here we've got our new contender. This is a camera from a company called Blue Rams. It's $39.99, so more on the cheaper side. One thing I really like about this is the fact that it's powered by USB, which is nice to see, low power. It's also, I think, while I'm looking at all of these, the smallest out of the bunch. So if you just want the smallest camera, the Blue Rams, well, it's there to go. Every single one of these cameras has installed into it a 32GB micro SD card that didn't come with any of these. I assume you guys, if you're spending budget amounts on your CCTV, you're going to be installing it yourself. So what are these things like to mount? Okay, so the mounting system on the Victure over here is... it needs a little bit of improvement. I think you'll notice in a lot of the demo shots or CCTV tests that we did, the camera or the shot from the Victure is a little bit skew with. That's only down to the fact that the mount on this camera isn't very good. If I unscrew it right here, you can see that it actually has a tripod hole here, so if you'd like to get a third-party mount, you can do, but as you can see, just look at that. This is not the best mount for your security camera, really. Next up, we've got the Goulds PTZ camera. Now this, well, the mounting system on it is absolutely fine. You put in 3 screws. This, it gets a high rating from me because it's a unibody design, all in one. You drill it up, there's no messing about, your camera's pretty solid. Same-o here with Spotlight Cam, really like this. Tighten the Allen key, which is down there, and it tightens up somehow the whole mount. Rate the mounting system here. The mount on the Reolink is not very secure. The camera can be detached from the mount quite easily. As far as I can tell, there's no locking mechanism, but it's just this sort of plate that you, well, screw somewhere, and then the camera simply just locks in and screws on like so. I did successfully manage to position this camera where I wanted to place it. Now again, like the Reolink, it's not screwed up, so essentially if you undo that, you can go ahead and take the camera away. So just make sure that you're, well, mounting your cameras so people can't take them. So I don't think much to your guys' surprise, the first camera to be eliminated here is the Victure. See ya, gone. If you did like the look of this camera though, I'll tell you a little bit about it right now. It has a more zoomed in image, so if the camera is high up, it had the most zoomed in image out of all of our cameras tested here. So if you were trying to, I don't know, pick up number plates or something, this one might be a safe bet for you if you can get a good mount for it. Now, okay, the Goulds, really simple to set up. It used a QR code. The only thing I can pick up bad with this camera is that it didn't have a native iPad app. It was using the blown up version of an iPhone app. Still, it was a really simple setup, and within a couple of minutes, I had a live view from the Goulds camera. Nice to see. Now, next up, the Floodlight Cam. Again, really easy to install. You scan the QR code that's on the back of the camera, you connect it to your Wi-Fi network, you're up and running in about 5 minutes. Here's an interesting discovery though. Our already knocked out Victure camera actually uses the exact same app as this spotlight camera. However, on Amazon, these two cameras seem to have no affiliation whatsoever and seem to be by completely different manufacturers. So by far the easiest camera out of the bunch to set up was the Reolink PoE. Proof's in the name, power over Ethernet. Because it was plugged in, PoE, it found the camera on the network already. I added it, it updated it, and off to the races we went. The Blue Rams was much like the other cameras to set up. It gave off its own Wi-Fi network as to which you connect to, and then you tell it to connect to your Wi-Fi network. The one thing I found with the Blue Rams though, is that compared to the other cameras without their external antennas, the Wi-Fi performance was a little bit weaker. Not a problem in my case because I've got Wi-Fi access points dotted all over my house, but if you've just got the one and you want this camera to be the other side of the building where the Wi-Fi is weak, you may experience some problems. No external antenna. Well, because the setup of all of these cameras was pretty similar, under 10 minutes for all of them. Actually, I will say, including the Victure, it's a draw here. Cameras all mounted, all set up, well done. Check you out, DIY superstar. Now, there's no point in any of these if the image isn't very good. It's a hot topic, clearly. So, obviously we tested that. I'll throw all the quality of these cameras on screen now so you guys can have a look, and then I'll give you my thoughts. Now, if you just want my ultimate thoughts on the quality of all of these cameras and you're wanting the best quality, 100% buy the Reolink. There's two things that I'm looking for here, is image sharpness for picking up things like number plates, and also the FOV, field of view of these cameras. How wide are they? If you deploy one of these, are you just gonna be able to see a few cars on your driveway, or are you gonna be able to see all the cars on your driveway? These are big questions that we need to figure out. Now, if we take a look at the Blue Rams, one thing I was really impressed with here is how wide the image was. However, not the sharpest of the group here, but if you're just wanting to monitor a large space, the Blue Rams does a really good job of that. Moving over to the Spotlight, we have a quite wide FOV, not quite as wide as the Blue Rams. However, the quality of this Spotlight cam is less to be desired. Same story goes with the PTZ camera here. These two are the same price though, and this one has PTZ, so therefore the loser of the quality battle is the Spotlight cam. See ya. The Reolink app is the most professional out of the bunch. However, I did encounter a few problems with the Reolink app, and that's why I wanted to have these cameras around for a few weeks to test them. After 4 days of internally recording to the SD card on the Reolink, it actually corrupt that bad to the point that I couldn't format the card in the camera via the app, and when I took the card out the camera and plugged it into my computer, all the files were corrupt, and I had to format the card in the computer to put it back in here to have it working again. Now, if I got burgled and wanted to get the footage from this camera, that would be a big problem. However, the app or usability of the Reolink camera is really professional. I like how it looks, I like where everything is laid out. It would be simple enough for somebody like my grandma to use it. I recommend the UI for anybody with this Reolink camera. The same thing goes with the Blue Rams. However, it's not quite as sophisticated as the Reolink, but it has all the features there that you would like it to. The one thing I like about the Blue Rams camera is that it has a scroll timeline, so you can scroll back in time to get to the footage that you want. Now, the app over here on the Ghouls PTZ is, like I've said, not the best. It's using a blown up phone app. It seems really 2006. However, saying that, it works really well. It's simple, it has a big joystick to mess around with the pan, tilt, zoom. Sometimes I found though when live viewing this camera, I get stuttering and different things like that from the image. Only when live viewing though. If I was to download the footage off the camera, it played back absolutely fine. The problem is with this PTZ camera though, is it doesn't quite match up with the quality of these two cameras. However, you're trading off the fact that this is a PTZ camera, so you can mount it outside and change where it's looking after the fact, which is again a huge selling point for this camera, especially at a £39 price point. So the one that we have to unfortunately eliminate from this round is the Blue Rams camera. Yes, it's super wide, yes, the quality is okay, and yes, it played back all of our footage absolutely fine, but unfortunately it doesn't quite match the quality of our Reolink camera here, and obviously the PTZ camera has its flagship feature, the fact that it's got PTZ. So I wanted to finish this video with a conclusive answer, but for two different types of people. So for the wireless PTZ person, or if you can run a wire, this will give you a better image, full stop. But there you guys go. Those were the top 5 cheap security cameras on Amazon, and thanks Squarespace for sponsoring this video. So whether it's something personal like you've got a wedding coming up, or you want to actually make a business, start selling stuff, Squarespace is a great place to start. Number one, because it's super simple to make a website on Squarespace. You upload all your own stuff to the thousands of templates that are already there, and then within a few clicks it's looking really professional with very little work, which is what a lot of people want, I think. On top of that, Squarespace are great because they include different features along the way, like right at the end they can sort out the domain for you, or right at the start, if you're wanting to sell products, you can actually use their e-commerce features and sell product, like physical product, on your website. If all this does sound good to you and you do want to support TechFlow, please use code TechFlow for 10% off your first Squarespace purchase or domain, or go to squarespace.com/TechFlow. But for now guys, my name's been Alex, this has been the CCTV camera shootout, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace. Now, that was quite good.
Check you out, DIY superstar.